It's the one only Despotic, bringing you guys another gameplay commentary. This is Elder Scrolls Online. With the upcoming dueling patch, which I would call it, I'm now really getting into dueling. I've always been an open world person, 1vx, and I, occasionally did dueling. Occasionally dueled, like did 1v1s. I think I did it when, I think it was Dark Brotherhood came out. I did a bit of dueling, but I never really created a dueling build. And so I went ahead and I created one here, and I really wanted to have something a bit unique. Because a lot of, like when you come to the arena, for those people who don't know, a lot of the dueling goes on in the arena district in Imperial City. And the majority of the people that you do run into, and now there's an addition, there's the Stam Sork. You run into a lot of Stam Sorks. But you run into DKs, some Nightblades, I'm sorry, some Templars, but it's mainly DKs and magic DKs, stamina DKs, of course, with sword and board. You used to run into a lot of Sorks, magic Sorks, but you don't really run into them at all. And these guys really duel. They duel every day. So this is what I want to kind of get into. And this is also like a secondary thing for you guys to understand, that losing is not a bad thing if you learn from your loss. That's my philosophy. Like, I have this internal competitive spirit with myself. It's internal. Like I always think, like, what is it that I did that I could have done a little bit better to win this duel? Like this guy I'm dueling here, like I really screwed up towards the end. And like I made a mistake, and so like I learned from that. I saw the video, I knew exactly what it is that I did incorrectly, and I will learn from that, right? So don't be afraid. Like, keep your ego out of it. Ego is something that restrains people from doing really, really great things, and that's the issue that a lot of people have in this game. And I don't really run into that because I never really create a kind of group. I don't socialize too much with people. I play solo, too much with people in this game. So the only person I have to scrutinize is myself. And, I've passed that stage where people's opinions impact me, right? Negative or positive. I'm indifferent to those things, so keep that in mind. And so that's what I'm getting into. So I'm going to be here dueling, and I'm using a Nightblade because most people don't use Nightblades, especially Stam Nightblades dueling, because I've said this before, a Stamina Nightblade really could be really good in dueling, but there's just so many instances to, if you screw up, that's it. You don't have major mending. You don't have something that can really assist you when it comes to getting out of trouble when you make a mistake. And that's the thing that I really like about the Stamina Nightblade. And this is what I'll be doing. So I'll have some dueling. I'll also have a lot of 1vx because I enjoy doing that. I enjoy the thrill of wiping and fighting multiple people, and that's what I like. But that didn't happen because I 1vx people all the time. I lose a lot. You guys should understand that, the videos that I do upload, these are videos, I guess, where I'm at my best. And the one thing I didn't want to do when it comes to this channel is to show this false sense of, hey, this guy is really good. When in fact, like I don't know if you guys noticed how I screwed up there. I don't want to create this false sense that you guys are like, well, this guy's really good, he's amazing. When in fact, look, the person I am now dueling will not be the person you will meet tomorrow or the person you'll meet 2 weeks from now, because I'll be a lot better. So just keep that in mind. Like, I'm always getting better, and this is a recipe for life. This is a recipe for anyone. Like, trial and error, trials and tribulations are. I don't want to be that guy that gives motivating talks, but this is my life. This is how I view things. This is a way of life for me. Losing and learning from it is a positive. It's not a negative. And if anyone says otherwise, then don't deal with that person. Cut that person off. Because clearly that person doesn't understand the realities of life. We live and we die. So just keep that in mind. And you will realize that you become a better person when there's nothing to lose and there's everything to gain. And that's what happens when you move away from this kind of egotistical way of thinking about things. Like, I lost to this guy and I fought him again and I beat him. Does that mean I will beat him every time? No, it doesn't mean that. It just means that getting better is a really good thing, and seeing how you've improved is something that anyone who plays any game or anyone that lives life should aspire to want to do. Right? You don't want to be the same person you were yesterday, and you should always try to strive for being the best, and that's ultimately what I want to do. And that's why when you view this channel, I don't want you guys to come here and say, well, it's solely for PvP or it's solely for PvE, or it's solely, I mean, you might come here and view it like, hey, this person plays solo. I honestly don't have an issue with that, but I want to be able to do everything well. And will I ever accomplish that? Absolutely not, or maybe I will, but it's the journey. It's not where you end up. That's just the way I view things, and I don't want to be all philosophical about things, but this is the way I think people should think, and stop having like external variables affect how you do things. And the moment you get that out of your if you get that thought, that mindset, and you think about it, then a lot of things people say to you, you just don't really deal with it. It doesn't really matter, because they don't impact you in any positive way. And sometimes you might run into an instance where you might have a family member that does that, and it's very difficult to say, I have to just not deal with that person. I have to distance myself. But in the long run, it will be beneficial to you. But I know I went off on a tangent, but I'll be dueling, trying to get better. These guys are all professionals, man. I'm not a professional dueler, but I will be getting really good. I ultimately think so, and to the point where I can say like I'm a professional when it comes to dueling. Anyway, it's one only. Despotic deuces. Oh, and if you guys see me in arena, just let's start a duel. You don't even have to send me a message. Just start jumping. Jump twice. Deuces.